Robert, now that your preseason is over, how do you assess your overall progress throughout the preseason?
The thing about preseason, you just want to get out there, get a feel for the game, and just go out and do what you practiced on. Coach says it all the time. The best way to judge yourself is through game tape. So, I went out, put some footage out there for myself to go out and learn from, and we had fun. So that's the biggest thing. You want to stay healthy, have fun, and make sure you get better. And we did all those things.
Besides bowl week, you've probably never had an experience where you have played a game and then have to wait, almost 2 weeks for another game. Is that going to be different for you?
Nah. I mean, we're just trying to make sure all our guys get back healthy. It gives us extra time to work on stuff to get ready for the Saints. Same thing they're probably going to be doing for us. So, it'll be a fun time, but, we'll make sure we stay focused even though we're off and keep our tempo high in practice. That way we can continue to get that game-like atmosphere.
Having said that, I'm not sure you missed many games in college, barring injury. So if you had your druthers, would you rather be playing here on Wednesday?
That's coach's decision. So
what would you want to be doing?
Yeah, I mean, everybody wants to play. But the most important thing for us is to make sure we're playing when it counts. So it is preseason, it's the last game, and he wants to make sure all the starters make it to the next week or the week after that so we can play and be healthy against the Saints. So I'm honored with that decision that he made. He doesn't want us to play, so we're not going to play. But as a competitor, you always want to play.
Are the coaches already going over game plans with you for New Orleans? Have you guys got to that stage yet?
Nah, we haven't got to that stage. We got a game on Wednesday, so they put the install in for Tampa Bay. But we haven't talked about anything regarding the Saints yet. I think guys are watching film on their own. And we'll go from there for a couple more days, and then once we get back after this game, I think Coach will really start hitting it hard.
Have you started to look at the Saints yourself?
Yeah, I have. Downloaded all the footage onto my iPad and been looking at it. Really all preseason, but you really don't get a good feel for much of what they're going to do this year with a new D coordinator. So we like to watch their personnel, see who's going to be healthy whenever they play us, and just get a feel for how they play.
Did you check out any of the stuff that he had done in St. Louis?
Yeah, you watch that. Coach Spag is, he did a good job also with the Giants. So, you watch all that film and make sure you can kind of see what he took to wherever he went. But of course, he's going to throw some wrinkles at me, especially being a rookie quarterback. He's going to do some things that aren't on tape and then just try to confuse me.
You only had 31 attempts in the preseason, and then you talked after the game about needing game time to connect on some of those deep balls with Pierre and get used to everything. Have you had enough work, do you feel like?
No, I don't think we needed game time. We don't need to go out and miss a couple more deep balls and then we'll hit them. It's just about throwing the deep balls. And we need to practice that a little bit more in practice. Whenever we get a chance to, if it's on our own, we can do that. But it's something that just comes. As the more we get more comfortable with each other, I can figure out their speed and how they like the deep ball thrown for them individually, then I can throw it that way for them. So it'll just take a little bit of time, not a whole season or anything like that. But, that comes with more practice, not necessarily missing throws in games.
Mike talked about putting you through game situations out here. In your mind, after going through the preseason, how closely do the practice simulations mirror what you experienced in the game?
Oh, they definitely do. It's third down when you're getting a team that's going to blitz you a whole lot, knowing who your hot reads are, knowing what you can do to make sure that you're not hot and actually go through all your progressions. All those things come up, whether it's goal line, backed up. Everything that he's put us through has come up in some form or fashion in the game. So I think that he's done a great job of that, just getting us all ready, not just myself, but everybody ready for those situations.
Do you feel you could have benefited from a little bit more work, or do you just say, hey, if it was just a couple more series here and there, it's not going to make a huge difference, I'm ready to go?
I don't think it'll make a huge difference. I think I'm ready to go for the season, week 1 against the Saints. I think all the guys are ready to go. Coach did a great job giving us the playing time that he did give us. You want to play enough to where you can get better, but not too much to where you can, leave yourself out there for injury. So, we got a lot of guys getting back healthy right now, and that's the most important thing. So I don't feel like I didn't work enough. I felt like we got a lot of work in. I threw the ball on third downs, moved the chains. We went and scored some touchdowns, and that's all you can ask for.
I know we hit you with all the Andrew Luck questions last week. I want to go there one more time. He was saying that he purposely kind of withheld doing endorsements and commercials this year because he just had so much to do to concentrate. Your teammates here say, I can't turn on the TV 5 minutes without seeing Robert on a commercial. How did you strike that balance? Because obviously that was something you did have to put a lot of time into and effort into versus obviously being a football player ready for the season.
Yeah, you do it when you're supposed to do it, and the guys realize that when you have your off time in the off season, that's when you do the commercial and the endorsements and things of that nature. You know, Andrew had to go back to school at Stanford, so a lot of his time was cut out. You know, I was free for the most part. Graduated already, was in grad school, so you know, I made sure I took care of that responsibility. And then I made sure I took care of my responsibilities with the playbook and getting to know these guys. So, you know, they laugh about it because, you know, Santana tells me he's laying in bed at night and he says, you know, Robert Griffin III, you know, the official restaurant of training athletes everywhere for Subway, and he's waking up like, is RG in my house? So, you know, it's a fun thing. The guys make fun of me for it a little bit, but I think it draws us all closer together.
Clearly there'll be guys who are still fighting for jobs on the squad. So what do you do Wednesday night?
Run with the rest of the guys before the game, so we can make sure we stay in shape. Watch Tampa. I don't know if they're going to play their starters or not. I don't know if they're going to show us anything that we can learn from for down the road when we play them during the season. But mostly just watch and support those guys and just see how all those guys step up in this big moment, because a lot of guys are fighting for jobs. And you know, talking to the vets, they always say, you know, you'll get used to seeing faces disappear. I don't know if I'll ever get used to that, but you know, hopefully not. You know, it's just tough. Those guys are all fighting for a job, all fighting for a livelihood, and they will be when they play on Wednesday.
How much thought have you given to this point to what your emotions will be, what the atmosphere will be, and all of that on opening day in New Orleans?
Not too much thought. You know, I go back to my true hometown. My whole family is from New Orleans. My mom and dad both born and raised there, so it'll be fun. I'm sure I won't get many cheers, but it'll be loud. You know, it'll definitely be loud, but it's our job to go out there and you know, make sure we play well and come away with a victory.
How much have you looked at other rookie quarterbacks over the last 5, 6, 7 years who have come out and done well, and just kind of seen have you reached out to them to talk about how they did well? Have you studied them at all just to see what they've done to succeed?
I have not. The one thing I did do is I made sure I talked to some veteran guys. You know, I talked to Peyton and Eli, the Manning brothers, and I talked to, you know, Rich Gannon, Kurt Warner, guys like that. So just for a little advice about, you know, what to do on game day, how to approach your coordinator if you have a question or things of that nature. So those guys have really, you know, helped me with advice here and there. It's not that we're sitting down and having counseling sessions, but, you know, they give me advice here and there. And the one thing I do say is you pay attention to history, but you know, you try not to repeat it. So, you know, what my job to do is learn the offense, make sure I do what I can do to help this team win, and just learn from that. So the advice they've given me has really helped.
We'll wrap it up here. Come on.
Can I ask you about Alfred Morris's performance on Saturday and how a successful running attack helps with your game?
Yeah, I mean, you ask any quarterback in the league, a successful running game takes a lot of load off your shoulders. Alfred's done a great job running the ball for us. We had a bunch of backs banged up, and he's come in and been a workhorse for us in the preseason. You know, to run for 107 yards and a little over a half is pretty impressive. And like I told him at the game, you know, I grew up with Captain Planet, so we said we got our rookie powers uniting. So he's doing a good job.